Wi-Fi all story missions. Take it away.
Hello, I'm LiquidWiFi, and we'll start the run and then we'll do introductions. So just count in 3, 2, 1, go. So as I said, I'm LiquidWiFi. I speak of Simpsons run, and with me I've got Axey and Ticker.
Hey! I'm
Hello.
endorsing a new cola, kids.
Hello, I'm Axey, number 1 Uzbekistan showrunner.
New and improved Buzz Cola.
Best
I
for
am Ticker.
Uzbekistan.
Plus, it has a special ingredient.
So there's a lot to cover in this run.
It'll give you the get up.
What should we cover first? Frame rate. Let's cover the frame rate first. So on hit and run, we're going to be running on 180 FPS because physics are tied to the frame rate in this game. So the higher the frame rate, the more boost you get from small bumps in the road rather, and the lower you don't get as many boosts. And there's also some exclusive out of bounds that exist on 180 FPS.
Let's do this thing.
So it makes for a lot of the run quite interesting.
Wow, this car sure can take a beating.
Yeah, it used to be like earlier when this game was being developed as a speedrun and finding strats. People would be on 60 because it's just an easier frame rate to play at.
Mission complete.
We'll get into why that is throughout the run.
Yeah, 60 FPS
but now-
basically just is really consistent.
Yeah. Higher FPS causes things to be a lot more volatile. The game, you see some wild things happen.
Yeah, a lot of the things that happen. One of the classic things that happens is that when people play this game casually, the game runs natively at unlimited FPS. So whatever your PC can put it out to, it'll just go to that FPS. Like my computer goes to 700 frames per second. So I often get a lot of messages that's just like, why does my car launch off into the distance when I go over this jump? And that's the reason, is because of ridiculously high frame rate. One of the things, because this is probably the most asked question that we ever get, no, first person does not make a difference. It's just a preference. Nothing changes in first person. I get that question all the time.
I think certain strats are definitely like easier in first person and some like angles are better in third person. Close cam is like never used ever.
Yeah, close cam is terrible. No one uses close cam. So you'll notice that I'm picking up a lot of coins in the run. That's because we need 3,625 coins throughout the entire run, because there's missions that are have required purchases. So for this mission, there's not one, but the next one we need to purchase the Plow King. And the most expensive item is 600 coins, which is Globek Supervillain car in level 6. So we do need a lot of coins, and we're just going to be naturally picking them up across the course of the run.
Stupid picture of a stupid family.
I think in
So
total,
there is an interesting...
it's like it's like around like 3,400 coins ish you need across the run. It's somewhere around there. There's probably like a 25 added to it.
On top of the dump truck.
So the last time this game was run in GDQ was, I think, SGDQ 2018, which is run by Sadly. And the run has evolved so much since then. World record has gone down by 10 minutes. It was a 129.05 and is now a 119. What's my own time? I don't remember my own time. 119.19, I think, yeah. And that's just a lot of strat evolution. As I said, the addition of out of bounds saved 2.5 minutes. And it's just like the game's gotten a lot more optimized across the years. So it's going to be a pretty different run from anyone who watched the SGDQ 2018 run.
A lot of emphasis has been put on... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to ask if we had time for a donation in here from a community member.
After this mission, you'll have time for a dono.
Sounds great.
So yeah, this is our first required purchase. We need to buy the Plow King, and then we push Lenny to Barney so we don't have to run back across the road to talk to him.
This mission is one of the first ones where you see a huge like FPS difference of strats, because on low FPS you don't use a Plow King, you use the traffic car. either the minivan or the ute.
Yeah, the Plow King offers a lot of damage, but it's quite a slow vehicle overall, mainly because of acceleration.
Peanut. Eat my
But this is the first, I guess, real strat in the run. We're gonna try and get a nice quick turnaround as we hit Smithers here. And we're gonna try and push him into this house. Alright, that'll work.
My convertible.
So yeah, they're gonna see a lot of that sort of strategy around destruction missions where we're gonna try to pin them up against walls and other objects so then we can destroy them quickly. You can go ahead and read that donation.
Awesome, thank you. This game is so much fun to watch. We have $15 from Silver Moonlight that says, "Hey Liquid, super stoked to see you run Hit and Run at GDQ. I hope that baby van, armored truck, and the cutscene skips are all nice to you today. Also, it would be cool if you drove the monorail car today because there's nothing on Earth like a genuine, bona fide, electrified, 6-car monorail."
Love the Simpsons reference.
Anyone like
But no, we will not be driving the monorail car. That car is terrible.
No! Oh, that's okay. Thank you.
If you want to do another donation, we've got an unskippable cutscene coming up here as well, so.
Oh, my favorite. We've got $25 from Sierra that just says, "I love to donate during a battle. Let's make that Metal Gear Solid 3 upgrade happen." I completely agree. So we've got 17,000 out of 35,000 for that. We got to make sure we keep putting our donations towards that incentive. It's coming up next.
Quimby is fielding questions from an angry mob.
So this is one of 2 unskippable cutscenes in the game. It's one of the things I really like about this game is there's actually very little downtime overall. I think this goes for 35 seconds, and the other one, which is in level 4, goes for 45-ish seconds. I'm not sure the exact length of time. But the second one offers a nice little break in the middle of the run, which is pretty good.
Oh, homie, you're so sexy when you're paranoid.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, we've got the
That
impression.
That was fantastic.
Sweet.
I think if I was to do a Marge impression right now, my voice would break.
So this is our first follow mission, and this game does have rubber banding. So the closer I am to the car, the closer I am to the car, the faster it will go, and the further away I am, the slower it'll go. This sort of goes away in the later levels. It's much less noticeable, but in levels 1, 2, and 3, it is very noticeable when you fall behind the car. So we're just going to try and stick to them as close as possible. And the only exception to this is, for some reason, when you're out of the car, the rubber banding doesn't really kick in anymore. It sort of just goes at a static speed.
I think it's 90% of the speed.
And I'm looking backwards here just so he doesn't run into the barn, because if you don't do that, he'll almost always run into the barn. And here at the power plant, I'm actually going to slow down to abuse the rubber banding, so he also slows down and drives straight through the tunnel without hitting the wall. Wheel of Fortune.
Just a few more.
That'll be good later.
Watch it, buddy. Mistakes were made.
Now we're just going to continue following him through here, and we're going to hopefully get a wasp with our car. Nice. And then we're just going to let him drive to the end.
Can you come and get me? I'll pay you in back rubs.
So, I picked up a car from the phone booth. It's the exact same car, and you might be confused as to why I did that. That's a trick called enter skip storage. Basically, when you call a car from the phone booth, it performs an animation where the camera will tell you, or the camera will move and show the car and then move back. But if you can manage to skip that animation, it will store that function, and you'll be able to use it for mission warps. So what happened when I warped to Bone Storm was I had an option that was called enter skip, and basically skip that camera pan instead of the one for this Bone Storm truck is amazing.
That's not very nice.
It'll skip that camera pan except for instead of the one at the phone booth.
Watch it, I almost spilled my sundae.
So we're going to be using that a lot across the run as well.
You better run.
There's another unique circumstance of that coming up at the end of this mission where we lock our camera at the door, and because we've done a countdown mission properly to do with that, You can skip the pan into the next mission as well.
Yeah. I'm not too sure why that does that. When you have a countdown mission, if you lock your camera, it'll give you no black bars at the top and bottom of the screen after a mission warp, so you can just pause and unpause.
Where do I go?
And we're going to lock our camera by standing in front of this door.
I am too smart.
I believe Amber found that again like 6 months or so ago. It was found years ago and then kind of forgotten about. And then someone just went, oh yeah, this exists.
I think it was, so what was found was the interior. We thought the interior caused it. But I think that, I can't remember who it was, someone found a strat for 100% where you stand in front of Flanders' bunker, because that also locks the camera, and then you mission warp and you can skip the camera pan in. But I think Amber did rediscover it. I do remember that as well. Alright, so this mission we're leaving level 1. Excellent tutorial level. Terrible for speedruns, but it's great for a casual playthrough.
Oh, you didn't get the JPEG ground pounding into the ground and disappearing.
I didn't even get the launch. I'm disappointed.
No problemo.
So we're going to be grabbing a traffic car here because the honor roller is terrible. It is a really bad car. Every car in the traffic pool here is better than the honor roller. It has a higher top speed.
Afraid not.
But ideally we get a sports car because a sports car is really, really quick and has great acceleration.
Gimme.
But unfortunately, it's a 1 in 5 chance of it spawning every time you spawn traffic car.
Whoa,
So it can be against us sometimes,
smell you later, stinky
but we have
bird.
manipulation to spawn all traffic cars at once.
Nice driving, man. Too late.
So it's not too much of an issue.
That was so cool. Time
It should only really lose like a few seconds. But this is like a level 3 tier car in level 2.
Yeah.
full speed ahead.
I think it's pretty much identical to Malibu, except I think Malibu Stacy car has like a little bit more acceleration. So this is a very nothing mission, so if you have a donation, you can go ahead and read it.
Oh, we have so many donations coming in. We have $25 from Craig Allenson that just says, does the bike in Hit and Run level 7 count as an airboat? I think that's an excellent question. We'll have to see when we get there. And we also have $500, oh my goodness, from Dogs Making Waffles that says, thanks tech crew and all other underthanked individuals making this magic happen. Shout outs to everyone behind the scenes. I completely agree. It's been an amazing marathon so far.
All mine.
Do we have more time?
Yeah, I have time for another one.
All right, awesome. We have $15 from Blizzard Maine that says, now is the perfect time to share my Simpsons hit and run speed tech. I saw this in a movie about a runner that had to speed through a game, keeping their speed above 50, and if their speed dropped, it would explode. I think it was called the speedrunner that couldn't slow down. Thank you for that donation.
That was beautiful. So we got to escape from Wiggum coming up here because he's very unhappy that Bart has gotten fireworks. But Wiggum's not that good of a cop, as you may know by seeing the story. So if we drive over here and just drive this way, we'll just escape him straight away. So it is a very easy escape that I have definitely never messed up in a run before. Definitely not the one in practice for this one. Absolutely not. And this is Vox Nerdly. This is Axington's favorite mission. He's huge fan.
This is probably my least favorite mission in the entire game for one specific reason. So, if you get out of your car, you have 10 seconds to get back in. And by the hospital, later on, we stop and get a car, but you can't pick it up in a mission. And I decided to get out, try and speak to Homer, and fail.
Let's roll.
It was a very tragic watch.
I wish I was there and watched it. It sounded hilarious. So we got to pick up another sports car because when we have a force car mission like Vox Nerdly, we actually lose the car that we had prior. And I got pretty good luck. That one in particular can be very bad, but got lucky this one, that's good. And we're going to be performing a trick called Dirt Jump here. And I've been driving in a particular way up until this point to manipulate him to turn right at that dirt jump back there. Because he can either turn right or left. But by hitting that tree that I hit when I pushed him and just waiting for a couple of seconds, what will happen is he'll always turn right and you can always perform that strat where you push him up the dirt jump and have him go through the shortcut. And this is also a great mission, just pick up a couple of wasps for extra coins. Because his rubber banding doesn't get affected by it too much.
Mine, all mine. Whee! It's time for some road rage. Bart Simpson.
There was a time when we just run on foot to there, but I think it made Bart tired over time, so, you know, we stopped doing that.
Eat asphalt, asphalt, eat.
Yeah, shouldn't play video games so much. So we're going to be performing a nice little trick coming up here. We have to race Snake to the stadium.
Hey, Snake.
And normally we're meant to just go along the highway and race him normally, but we can do this really, really cool jump by going backwards and following this broken road.
Before we used to reset at the point where you see the broken bridge in the sky, and we'd get warped to the nearest like road node. And then I think of a 2020 ASM tournament, one of the slowest runners of a game did this jump once, and then everyone went, wait, we can do that? and then it was like retimed, and suddenly everybody does it now.
It was like 5 seconds faster and found by complete accident. So yeah, you can just cut out a lot of the drive and absolutely destroy Snake. So we're going to main menu up here. I have to explain wasps, and I'm going to do my best, but wasps are, without any competition, the most complicated part of this entire game. But I'm going to be very brief, as brief as I can. Basically, when you destroy a wasp, when you spawn a wasp, it'll have collision, and then once you destroy it, it won't have collision anymore, meaning you can't destroy it with your car. And that happens for 2 wasps in each level, and the only way to restore the wasp collision is to leave the level and come back. So we are routing around the wasp collision because it's way faster to get a wasp in your car in pretty much every circumstance than it is to get it out and kick on foot. Kick it on foot, there we go. So that's just a basic explanation. There's a lot more that goes on with wasps, but we're not going to bother covering that.
I just know sometimes wasps just go, no, no, no.
We found something with wasps regarding this game. Like, what was it, like 22 hours before this run?
Yeah, if you spawn a wasp and then don't despawn the wasp, it then won't make the next wasp available when it should be available.
That's kind of the explanation. It's like when there's 2 wasps active. No, we're not doing this. It's too much.
No. So we got an escape coming up. Apu, just like Wiggum, is not very smart. We can just drive behind the Krusty Burger, keep on driving, and we will just lose him.
And this is probably one of the best bops in the game, though.
Here me is.
The banjo is lovely.
Banjo.
Oh yeah, I totally rule.
Until we
Although,
fail the escape.
I think Monkeys is way better.
Do we have time for a really large donation in here?
Yes, actually, this is a great mission for it.
Fantastic. We have a $1,000 donation from Anonymous here. Thank you so much. And it says, you either die a hero or live long enough to finally get out of Homer 1 at GDQ. Here's to beating Homer 2 in under 1:19.
That's not gonna happen.
Yes, world record at a marathon.
Yeah, my chat has been very adamant that I'm going to get a 1:18 at GDQ, and I don't see that happening. I suppose this is the GDQ for it. There's been, what, like 4 world records so far? Something like that?
No
successful.
Canadian bounce.
So yeah, this mission is another great mission where we just pick up a lot of coins. There's a physics demonstration for you where I just flew past the box.
Don't have a cow, man.
So pretty much every single one of these, like monkeys, or a lot of these monkeys have like a wasp in a box sort of on them. So it's a really, really nice place to just sort of correct your coin route if you've missed anything, or you know, like you got busted early on or something. So it's a really, really good mission for that. Unfortunately, because we're driving through a lot of pedestrian-heavy areas, it's also a very risky mission for hit and run sometimes.
Ow, my skull.
It's definitely one of the interesting missions for going around. I think there's like recently over the past month, there's been like so many routes theorized for it, and then yeah, we still use the old one.
Yep. There's been a lot of routes thought of for this particular mission, and none of them have come out faster yet. I think some of them have come close, but they just aren't worth it. So this is the only time you'll see this shortcut used, if you can even call it a shortcut. Because we can jump up here and grab this wasp instead of having to run all the way from the front to the back.
And this was another case of like one of the slowest runners in a tournament race doing something that nobody else was doing, and then it being tweaked and found to be faster.
Yeah, this game is
Here's your last
quite great like that, where pretty much anyone of any level can find something.
Even Jaw.
time.
Yeah.
Time to lay some
Okay, so this is one of the hardest missions in the run. If you guys want to just take over commentary while I focus on this.
All right, so this mission consists of 4 sellout cars that we need to destroy because they're using cell phones. And the gist of it is you're trying to like get them so they're 2 to 3 shot by hitting them head on
jump to lights.
and just doing a lot of damage. Sometimes that doesn't happen and you need to back it up and destroy it. You also collect vending machines, like a couple of vending machines around the sit and rotate there. That's sometimes you have to miss them. It just depends on what type of car you get.
Yeah, this is one of the very deciding missions of a regular run. That was really unlucky. But overall, not too bad. I would take that happily.
Oh, wicked.
And we're coming up to a trick called Cutscene Skip. This is a couple frame window trick where we want to skip the cutscene after this mission. So if I miss it, it's a 55-second time loss. For this particular cutscene, but we've got 2 more in the run, so let's see if we get it.
Well done.
Give it up for America's bad boy.
And there's about 700 different methods of how to get the cutscene.
Alright, we got it. So after that mission, there's a 55-second cutscene that plays where, you know, you go see Truckosaurus and then the aliens kidnap Bart. There's 2 other cutscenes in the run. One after Bart 2, which loses 45 seconds if you miss it, and one after Apu, which you lose 2.5 minutes if you miss it. So, and that one has not been kind to me lately, so hopefully it's alright.
My squishy.
But did
For
you know
Bart 1
Truckosaurus
specifically.
is a truck/dinosaur?
For Part 1 specifically, there's all these like strats for like getting the cutscene in the frame. My personal favorites are one where you look up into the clouds and time looking up there. The other one's Frank's head turning on the frame of the cutscene. Yeah, there's been quite a few strats to try and not lose runs to that cutscene.
Yeah, that cutscene is... I don't know what it is about that one, but like, that one kills so many more runs than all the others.
There is like a metronome that someone has to time it correctly, but not many people use it.
Is that a thing? I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, it was made like 1.5 years ago, I think, by Ari, and it was just forgotten about in like 500 route changes that were happening over time.
Oh,
Millhouse.
how about that? I
Hello,
learned something today.
Springfield.
So, this mission is one that changed quite recently.
Sister, how
And by change quite recently, I mean a strat that was discovered, I think, 2 years ago, got kind of rediscovered. So we're actually going to be getting intentional hit and run in this mission. And that's because on the beach, there's a box that you can get, but it's kind of slow to go down there and get the box. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get the police to get the box instead. So by getting hit and run at a particular point, make the jump. Okay. By getting hit and run at a particular point, the police car will spawn on the beach. And you'll see that he's kind of stuck down there. But if you watch my coins, after a little bit, he'll blow himself up.
Or he won't.
And he'll get... He didn't blow himself up, but he still got the box. So I just got the box on the beach. A nice little strat there. It saves, I think, like, what, 8 seconds over going down and getting beach? So it's pretty good.
Yeah, you can get the second box there, but like he despawned too late, so
yeah,
a little unfortunate.
Easy as pie. Number that is.
Do we have time for some donations in here?
Yep.
All right, awesome. We have a few from some familiar faces. We've got $15 from Krusty the Clown saying, I heartily endorse this event or product. I completely agree. I also heartily endorse assigning your donations to different incentives that we have available. Make sure when you donate, click add incentive to do that. We also have $25 from Abe Simpson that says, good luck with the run. When I played this game as a youngin', I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Thanks so much, Abe and Krusty.
Beautiful.
What a great meme.
So that strat is is, in my opinion, the easiest strat in the entire game. But some runners will differ. But if traffic is in the way, like it sort of was there, it can very, very quickly go south. So
Or you're on 60.
or you're on 60. 60 FPS does make that harder. That is true.
It kind of climbs over the car because of physics on 60. Like everything wants to go through you if you're on 60.
So we're going to be grabbing our last traffic car here. Oh, we got a sports car. So that's a good... we actually got really good luck on traffic cars this run. I'm going to be picking up Camp Krusty. And this is our last collectible for Lisa. So we bought the 2 Lisa required purchases back to back, which is School Bus for this mission and Cool Lisa for the next mission.
Lisa Simpson at your service.
Now we've got another destruction mission. This one is much, much easier than Sellouts. Because the school bus just destroys these in one hit. No worries. The second car used to be an issue, but we recently found manipulation for the second car that made it so it was always consistent now. Because the second car was able to turn left or turn right. If it turned left, it was great. That's the best luck that you can get. And then if you turned right, it was terrible because the strat was impossible and you had to just do a backup. But by making sure there's no cars on the left side of this intersection coming up, it'll always turn to the left.
Wow. I think I saw something about this, but I didn't really know exactly what it was. So that's actually good to know.
Yeah, it's made Hellfish actually a very enjoyable mission. And then we're going to reset our car here. One thing I didn't explain is car resets. So the way they work is when you reset your car, it'll reset... Oh, he almost escaped that. It'll reset to your nearest known road. So when I reset against the wall there, what happened was the nearest known road was on the other side of those buildings. So the game put me there, and I was able to spawn behind the car and get a really quick last destruction. Sleuthing. I don't like
RNG.
This mission
So
sucks.
with drops, when Snake gets into the zone where it drops, we can drop an item. There's like a 5-second countdown of when he can drop the item. And this causes an issue for the last drop because there's a bridge up ahead. And if he jumps that bridge, it's not... you're going to lose a lot of time. So you either got to try and hope for good RNG, or you try and get him stuck, as Liquid just did.
That was great RNG as well.
There's a couple of pseudo manips where if you hang back, it will drop sooner because of the fact that there's rubber banding. And my personal favorite, which people try and say is a myth, is horn manip, where you just press your horn 100 times and spook Snake into dropping the item.
Like that.
Isn't there like a poem or something?
Yeah, that was a
someone
poem.
said?
I don't think it's GDQ friendly from memory. But there was a great poem that a really old runner used to use, and it was a beautiful poem.
One fish delivered to a happy
Horn manip is more reliable than poem strats, you know.
life.
So Fisher Deals is a good time for donations if you have any.
Oh, we have plenty coming in. We've got $10 from Kichi Face that says, please give me more MGS3. Come on, chat. $10 train. And remember to select the incentive. I think that's a great idea. Since we're going for Metal Gear Solid 3, how about when the timer reaches 33 on the run, we all get $10 in. Let's make that category upgrade to all camo happen. Do we have time for some more?
Yeah, you got 2 more.
All right, we have a really sweet one here. We have $25 from the Fabricator saying, congratulations, Liquid. I've been eagerly awaiting this moment for all the years I've been watching. You have made an immense effect on my life, always managing to make me laugh even when I'm feeling down. It's been so much fun watching this speedrun improve from sub 130 to sub 120 to having 118 now within reach. This is truly one of the best speedruns out there being run by the best streamer. Remember, make sure to buy Tractor for the cola trucks. Thank you so much, Fabricator. That was so sweet.
I will not be buying Tractor though. So the next mission is a strat that is one of my personal favorites in the game. I'm going to focus Ticker or Axey. If you could cover this, that would be excellent.
All right. So what we're doing is we're guiding the limo into a spot where we spawn a car from the phone booth. Now, if we pick something like Mr. Plow in the phone booth, it spawns on top of the car in such a way where the collision mashes together and makes that car one shot for some reason. And I think the Mr. Plow goes to one shot as well. And then you could just ground pound the last hit because you can't actually destroy something in one hit. But it'll be one hit from death.
Oh, let's go boat jump. That's probably one of the most annoying tricks in all of Lisa. Just getting boat jump there.
So what we did there is we run into the little stump in a particular way, so where the car launched up and hit a trigger. So we didn't reset our car; it actually hit a physical trigger that's usually intended for if you fall off the boat, like from the top of the boat, it'll spawn you back on top of it. But because we can get our car high enough, we can just abuse that trigger.
It's very neat, but also, yeah, it's
Very
like FPS reliant as well. Like if you're on 60, you can't do the strat really.
Almost
Just
impossible at 60. I think it's technically possible, but you know, no one is going to go for it on 60 FPS.
But there are things you can do to help your FPS if it's tanking. You can get an ice pack, for example, if your laptop is struggling.
Shout out to Greedy.
And get those extra 5 FPS to try and get boat jump.
We're taking Liquid Cooling to the next level.
So that strat is much harder than it actually looks. I actually almost messed it up. Because you got to be quick enough to actually push the donut truck into the area where I got stuck and got the 10 drops. And also there's traffic that can, if a traffic car spawns in the wrong place, then it's just all over for that strat. You have to go for a backup. Going in here and purchasing Inmate. Didn't purchase Classy. Good.
You're better than I am.
Still got to purchase Police. It could happen there. An Inmate is required for the next mission, and this new route is actually relatively new. Okay, the Wasp worked. That's good. it's all kind of based around a new strat that's found in the next mission as well. But until then, this is a good time for donos.
Awesome. We have so many coming in for that Metal Gear incentive. It's fantastic. We've got $50 from Cravaldus that says, I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. Thank you so much for that one. We also have another $50 from Professor Howell saying, me and my brother loved The Simpsons hit and run growing up and would constantly be laughing at all of the goofy antics while playing. Years later, we're watching this speedrun together and dying of laughter watching Liquid break this game. Love the event and good luck on the run.
If you like this game being broken, you'll love level 7.
Ooh, I can't wait for that.
A lot of people thought level 7 is repetitive, and it's the best level in the entire run.
Awesome. Do we have time for more, or we're moving to next stuff?
You got time for one more.
Awesome. We've got $25 from Allison saying, so many great incentives tonight. Set Mania, MGS all camo, but I got a pledge for the trans rights Celeste. GDQ is such a wholesome event and I look forward to it every year. Let's show the world that inclusivity can be anything, including video games and especially cancer.
So I'm picking up Malibu here just because it's a lot easier to keep up with him. And we also need enter skip storage. I'm just going to call ESS because that's the abbreviation for it. For the next camera pan in. And that's sort of all part of this route. It's all going to make sense in a little bit. But it just makes the rubber banding a little bit faster for this mission rather than grabbing Canyonero again. And again, this last drop is on a 5-second timer. So that was pretty good luck. And now we're heading into catch-up logic.
We no longer pick up the budget Ford Focus potato on crack improved by Green Bulmer's strat.
Yeah, that car right there that I'm looking at, that is a Ford Focus. That is what it's called. It's not known by any other name. So thankfully, this is the last time we're going to drive this absolutely terrible vehicle. In the entire... It's the worst vehicle in the game. I don't think any runner would ever disagree with that.
It's bad, but I actually enjoy driving it because it's got a lot of skill behind it.
I'm banning you from running Shah. This is a bad opinion.
This mission's fun.
Okay, I agree. Okay, this mission is kind of fun. I hate it in Better Than Beef. Better Than Beef is garbage.
I agree with that.
This mission is pretty good. So, when we get to the last drop, normally what you're meant to do is you're meant to sort of get a big run up and get the last one, but we're going to try and get a little boost off the platform that's just below the exit of this tunnel. This was very recently found, so let's see if I can do it. All right, and we can clear the jump.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good.
That's the best I've seen you pull it off.
Yeah.
I think.
That is the best I've done it. And then the rest of this mission, we're just... This car poses no problem at all whatsoever. We can just... As long as we keep driving and we don't crash into too many things, that's my first hit and run, we'll get away from them easily, and then we just got to go to Cletus' house. I'm going to play this safe because I hate getting hit and run at this point. And I'm going to go around.
Did I win?
A little fun fact is you can actually get into that Cletus truck that parks at the front of Cletus' house.
Yeah, you can.
It's not fast at all, but just a little neat fact.
I'll do my best.
So Wiggum is a problem in this mission. He's really difficult to beat. I hope I'm not going to eat my words and fail bush strat. Okay, he crashed into something and I don't know what happened, so surely there's no way I'm going to fail this mission. Okay, no, this is easy. So yeah, we do bush strat, we reset our car for that last little item behind the neighbors. And then this is, in my personal opinion, the worst mission in the entire game. I hate this mission. Everything about this mission is terrible. Where to begin? First, we have the car itself. He's often really stupid, runs into everything. There's manipulations for it, and it makes it a little better, but overall, he's still just dumb. And then we have a error in the code, which can cause something called fail condition. And what fail condition is this little green bar that shows up is a lie. What happens is that bar represents, I think, it's either 325 or 275 units. I think it's 325. And when you go over 325 units behind, it'll fail the mission because you lost the car. But if you're 275 units behind and he drops an item, you'll also fail the mission. So we have to make sure that we're within that range. Otherwise, we're gonna just fail the mission when he drops an item. So it's like, I think it's like, what, 17% of the bar or something that we have to make sure we have filled at all times. And then, finally, the other problem with this mission is 2 cycles. And 2 cycle is a completely random occurrence where he can either drop the 9th drop before the 8th drop or the 10th drop before the 9th drop. It didn't happen this run, thank God. But when that happens, he has to do this entire circuit again, meaning it loses about 2 minutes. Now, I hung back at around where the rocket car would spawn in level 1 because his rubber banding would slow down and makes it far less likely that he would get 2 cycle. But it can still happen. It's not very common with that manipulation, but if you follow him, like, force him to go as fast as possible, it almost feels guaranteed.
It's due to that like 5-second timer, and if he's not in the zone long enough, well, it's a higher chance it's going to overlap and be annoying.
Yeah,
Just
it can
one of
happen
those things.
it can happen in the first mission of level 5 as well, but that one is exceedingly rare. Like, I've had it happen twice, I think, ever. So, and we come up to our second unskippable cutscene, so if you want to read out a couple of donations, go for it.
Unskippable cutscene are some of my favorite words to hear as a host, so thank you. We have $25 from Ram Harpbird that says, dental plan, Lisa needs donations. I completely agree. We also have $50 from David Lindsay Pittman saying, cancer isn't very cromulent. Let's embiggen those donations. Thank you so much, both of you, for that. We are approaching 20,000 out of the 35,000 needs for our Metal Gear Solid 3 category upgrade. I know you all want to see more of that amazing race. And so please get your donations in and be sure to assign it to that incentive so we can get there because it's coming up. We got to meet it by the start of Metal Gear.
That sounds awfully
You got time for one more.
Awesome. We have $25 from Donkey Kong and Wario that are saying, love the gameplay, love the event. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes and thank you to all the announcers. Love you, chat.
So this main menu warp is the only time that we don't warp back to the menu for wasps. It's because we need the Canyon Arrow for the next mission because it is a destruction mission. And trying to do a destruction mission in Malibu Stacy is not, it's not quick. It's rather slow.
Canyon Arrow is bad at a lot of things, but destroying stuff it is pretty good at.
12 yards long, 2 lanes wide. Now, unfortunately, as we do have to use the Canyon Arrow, it is, as Ticker said, it has a lot of problems. Mainly, it likes to flip over. Especially on high FPS, it just likes to, if you turn a corner, there's a chance the Canyon Arrow just goes on its side. Just happens sometimes.
I think the Canyon Arrow is probably my favorite car to just mess about on like unlimited FPS because after a certain point, if you hit the brakes, it will just like slide and just slam you into like a wall 100 meters away from you. And you won't even know what's going on. Suddenly it's just like, whoop.
Canyon Arrow is such a bad car. It's just awful.
Because you try to like compromise, trying to get as much momentum speed as possible, but then also, wait, the car can spin out and hit a wall and you lose all your momentum and you have to like get on track again. It's annoying.
Knows who's selling cola.
So Cola Trucks, similar to Sellouts, is a very, very difficult mission. Because if you miss a strat, it just is so much time loss. Just gonna focus for a moment here.
Good at this.
We're gonna get pole strat, where we just guide it into a pole, hit it from behind, hit it a couple of times, and there we go.
That was beautiful. I don't think that could have been better. Alright, that one is the hardest one. The next two are not too difficult, but if they go wrong, then it is catastrophic. I wasn't able to get this in Wolves, so I'll grab it now. And I'm going to spawn a wasp intentionally here. This is a thing that happens a lot on the run, but this is probably the easiest place to explain it. When I spawn a wasp there, basically it'll cause the wasp at the chessboard to hopefully have collision. And I can just run straight into it.
No, nothing to say.
That roof box that Liquid just got can be pretty difficult to get because, again, Canyonero, physics can just send you off the roof flying, or you can just get stuck on the roof. It's, out of all the coin patches in the run, that's probably one of the least more consistent ones to grab.
Yeah, and also on high FPS in particular, you just fly if you hit that little sort of incline. There we go, the wasp had collision, that's good.
Numbers aren't very good.
Didn't get gamdened.
I did not get the Wheel of Fortune, no.
Now where do I go?
And then this one is not too bad, but it's actually probably the worst one to miss because there's not really a good backup.
Very good at this.
Luckily, we got it. And overall, a pretty good Cola Trucks.
I don't think I've got anywhere near that in my life.
Actually, you need to run the game to be able to get good Cola Trucks.
Hey, I once had a sub 3, okay? One time. I was 10 minutes red, but I got it.
So, come up here, there's another Wigram escape. But once again, Wigram is a terrible cop. And we get to kind of just disappear because he just doesn't understand the concept of doors. So by going in here, we escape Wigram and we finish the mission. The actual reason to why that happens is because the interior is so far off the map that it's immediately just escape Wigram. And a funny story behind that one is I did that as a kid. I did my first runners game in like 2016 or something. And some of the runners at the time were watching and I walked into the door and they were just like, what? That's a thing you can do. And that's still used. One of my proudest moments. So
Yeah, you just don't realize it.
yeah. This is the, how would you guys describe level 5 in a
Pain.
Pain, yeah.
The most satisfying to do right, I think.
Most satisfying to do right, most punishing if it goes wrong. So, yeah. Level 5 is very difficult. Every single mission except for 5-2 is basically a potential run killer. So, it's fun. Lots of fun.
Hope I have room in my pencil.
And this first mission is pretty much the... I think it's probably the easiest mission out of all of them, apart from 5-2. Shoutouts to Pelican. And this is a great time for donations.
I must admit,
Awesome. We have a lot coming in, especially on that $10 train we did earlier. We have $10 from Gene saying, $10 train for Metal Gear Solid 3 incentive. Had to donate for my favorite game series of all time. Let's avoid a time paradox and hit this bonus. We also have $10 from Volrod saying, I'm a simple man. When I hear a donation train is starting, I buy tickets. And luckily for everyone in chat, you can still hop on that donation train. We're sending in $10 to help make Metal Gear Solid 3 get category upgraded. Like I said, we're almost at $20,000. Let's keep it moving, chat.
You got time for one or two more.
Awesome. We have $25 from We Go Giant. Good lord, what is happening in there? Awesome games done quick. Awesome games done quick at this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen? Yes. May I see it? No.
Doing that in the future.
Thank you so much for that
I love the
donation.
Simpsons references.
I'm
They're
loving
so good.
all the references. They are just fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone who's been donating. Keep them coming.
I hope the chat has enjoyed the Simpsons reference I got going in the background.
It's perfect.
The classic Australian flag. So this mission can 2-cycle.
This is not good for
I hope I haven't cursed myself here. Okay, I don't think that's a 2-cycle.
No,
But
it's
right
not.
there, it can 2-cycle. This one is way worse. This one's like, I think 2.5, maybe 3 minutes. So it's terrible, but it is very rare.
no.
And then we're just going to collect the last couple of drops. And we actually picked up American Apu early. And the reason why is because this is actually like dynamic routes based on how many coins you have. So if you have good coins, you can get American Apu late.
Hopefully my
But,
phone will not be robbed more than 4 times.
You miss out on that box that I just picked up. I think it saves about 4 seconds overall, so it kind of just depends on how good your coins are at the time. And you need 500. This is kind of where the coins start getting a bit tight, is you need 500 for cover for Homer coming up here. So I have pretty much dead on. I'm going to get hopefully another 60 or so coins before I actually reach cover for Homer through this box and this wasp.
Nice try, foolish driver.
Okay. You know what? I'm just going to grab the wasp.
Just a physics moment right there.
Real stairs moment. So yeah, I have the coins for it, but it does start to get a bit tricky, even in casual playthroughs with coins at about this point.
In all the land.
Oh no. We have to discuss Baby Van.
Baby Van! No, I love this mission. So, Baby Van, due to a bug, can have 2 states. It's either he drives normally, or he is tilted and he spins out and drives terribly. I kind of hope I get the bad one because it's funny.
Muslims put pornography in the Vital magazine.
Oh, I got the good one. That's boring.
Oh, that's like
And I got the
perfect.
that was a perfect Baby Van. Ah.
Now they're gonna look at us. What are you complaining about?
What are
This
you
is
talking
easy.
about? This mission's not that bad.
Jiminy crickets.
That's what's
yeah.
meant to happen.
Yeah, that's basically the ideal Baby Van. You can't really get any better than that. But that mission can very, very easily lose 30 seconds just because he drives bad. So he spawns sometimes on like a tilt, and when he spawns on a tilt, his back wheels don't like. Nice camera.
Admit,
His back wheels don't sort of
share is much more
work,
pleasing than the odor of the hot
to put it simply. And so he just spins around. It's really, really dumb.
There's this thing
funny-
where like a Google engineer was looking at it and she couldn't understand Baby Van for the longest time. I think
Yeah.
he understands it now, but it took a while.
Yeah, the dude from Google was just like, I'm gonna solve Baby Van, and I think he quit within a week because he was just like, this is ridiculous.
Wasn't it,
It is-
only with the source code, but they finally like discovered why?
Yeah, the source code leaked in like September of 2021, and it's the only reason why Baby Van was actually solved.
And it still took them like 2 or 3 weeks to properly like compile why it is what
he
it is.
stuck? Oh! Oh, lovely!
That's a follow mission moment right there.
Yep, there we go.
At least it didn't soft lock.
That is true. Don't say that. It can still happen.
That's a different soft lock. That wouldn't be me.
So you collect these wasps around the sim and rotate, and then Liquid's going to try and attempt to
I'm not
guide
gonna get
Wiggum.
it. I'm too slow.
Oh, it's been too slow. There's this
Yeah.
thing where you can push Wiggum to the right of the highway, and he takes the shortcut. It's very
Yes.
fast, but it's so hard.
Push him up that shortcut right there. It's the hardest strat in the game at the moment. You basically have to have flawless gameplay to even have a shot at it. And then you have traffic that can spawn in the lane and cause that not to work at all. So when you get it, it's the best thing ever because it saves like 10 seconds, but getting it is ridiculous.
I mean, flawless gameplay is the reason why Ticker's never got it. So.
Ooh, roast.
I got it in a run once. I bought the car. Straight after.
Thank you all for coming. And over your
Still counts. It's
my
okay.
store will not be robbed more than 4
Doesn't
times
Take that away from me.
around today.
It doesn't count to me.
Alright.
Gotta do it properly.
Convenient. Your misfortune is
Garbage
most
truck.
entertaining to me.
This is a mission that a lot of people casually have trouble with. Because this timer that's on the screen, not the one on the GDQ stream, the one that's on the game, is like a global timer. It's basically the amount of time you have for the entire mission. So you have about, what was it, like 4 or 5 or something, I can't remember, from the very start of the mission to complete it. So it basically just sits through this entire mission. But in a speedrun, we just follow a particular route. It's not that difficult of a mission. This guy is definitely the worst part of it because he just sometimes forgets how to drive.
I smashed my skull.
We're going to try and push him.
What in
Yeah, okay,
the
that's
hell were
alright.
you thinking, son?
So yeah, and then from here, we just got to pick the last drop because it's on 5-second timer. And
There
the
is
rest of the
something-
mission is nothing.
There is something you can do in our follow mission by like holding back a little and looking backwards. It's the AI is slightly better driving because when you're not looking at the AI car, it's not as shy. So you know it gets a bit camera shy sometimes. So you gotta look away.
This is a good time for donos because there's nothing to explain until this mission is over.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We've got $25 from C. Wiggum that says, "That's some nice reckless driving, Mr. L."
Give me a minute to get my brain.
Mr. L, that's a new one.
I like it. I like it. We have $25 from Sky Queen 3 saying, "Go, Liquid, go. Good luck to all the runners this year." We also have another 25 from Chimera that says, "We fail incentive? That's impossible." And yeah, as we say that, the total to upgrade Metal Gear Solid 3 is climbing and climbing. We're almost at 20K, chat. It's been amazing to see that number go up. Let's keep it moving.
My cardio.
You can read out a few more.
Awesome. We have $25 from Top Hat Samurai saying, "Hey, Liquid, it's Top Hat from your chat. I'm gonna be nice today and say good luck, and I'm proud you're here. Also, if you get sub 120, I'll pledge to learning ASM and getting on the leaderboard this year." What are we looking for that? You think it's doable?
I have no idea.
I have faith. I have faith.
I have a timer up. I don't have any idea what the kind of pace the run is, so. But maybe we'll see. We'll see.
I have hope. We've also got $40 from Anonymous saying, "Donating to all camos, even though it will make Snake invisible, right? Is that how that works? We gotta donate to see."
It's my favorite part about doing Simpsons hit and run at marathon runs is every time there's so many references. It's always funny.
Yeah, chat, keep them coming. If you want me to read your favorite Simpsons reference, you can do it just by donating.
So the next mission is another favorite for people who play this game casually. Armored Truck.
Sadly warp.
The classic. So Armored Truck is pretty rough casually because you're in this flimsy, weak car that is the Bandit. Goes fast, but it isn't very good at destroying stuff. And you gotta destroy this really big truck. It's got like so much HP. But hopefully, providing an ambulance is again in the way, or Quippy doesn't want me to vote for him, we'll be able to perform a strat where he blows himself up entirely.
That car belongs in the bargain bin.
So let's see. So I'm going to guide him just behind these stairs at the monorail.
Perhaps I should refrain.
That should be good. Yep. So he's going to just sit there, and if you watch his health bar, he's just going to slowly but surely damage himself over and over again.
If he gets too stuck though, like he can drive in a little bit under the monorail, he gets like stuck and you have to push him out. and then that becomes like a little annoying because there's a bit of time. Also, you should stay in there.
Yeah. So I'm going to drive just to where I need to go next because there's no reason for me to stick around. He's just going to slowly blow himself up. But I can't drive past a certain point because if I unload that area, what will happen is all of the collision where he is will unload as well. And he'll just drive out, and then I'll have to go back and kill him. So I can't drive past this east side sign until he's blown up. You can kind of see the buildings in the background change. That's where the loading zone is.
Take us back to the hideout. Charity place.
Also, there was an important reason why we walked back to March at the beginning of this mission. If you walk to a different level, it basically has the same effects as the main menu walk, but because you walk to an interior, it's faster, so we walk to March, and I think that's the only time we walk to a previous level. In the,
yes, I think that's correct.
in ASM at least.
Alright, and then the final mission of Apu is Curator. The mission itself is not too bad, but what's scary is the 2.5 minute cutscene. If I don't get the cutscene skip.
You're all mine.
Actually, I lied. The mission itself also is terrible.
There's this
Curator
strat
is
you do,
annoying.
which like you gotta fling him into like a statue and hope he stays there, gets stuck, and doesn't be a pain.
Easy peasy. Oh, this is too cool for school.
Oh, good.
Eat my dust eaters.
Alright.
It's time
Yeah.
for some road. Bart Simpson style. And the crowd goes wild.
No,
Oh,
no.
I'm actually excited to be.
Oh no!
Of course. Oh,
sounds like it might-
2.5 minutes of lore.
Yep. I was like, I think that sounds like my cue.
Go for it.
So sorry you missed that, but we do have $10 from VFence saying, $10 train, that's for suckers. How about a $10 monorail? Now that's, I like that. I like that. We also have $15 from MetroidMan97 saying, I've finally had time to do what I've always wanted. Write the great American novel. Mine is about a futuristic amusement park where dinosaurs are brought to life through advanced cloning techniques. I call it Billy and the Clonosaurus. I love everyone's references. Keep them coming. We have $25 from a little bit Alexis saying, sending some love down the well for the best Simpsons game. Best of luck to the runners. They've embiggened these donations with their cromulent skills.
Caramba.
This is the best Simpsons game by a mile. I played all of them recently. A lot of them are terrible.
Well, Just Jessica agrees with you. They sent in $100 saying, this was one of my favorite games for the GameCube. Loving the nostalgia of this run.
We filmed these idiotic
We have another ticket to the $10 train from Rosinki saying, a donation train? I choose you. Thank you so much. We got to keep the donations rolling. It's amazing. Every time I look, the number keeps going up. We're now at 21,000 out of the 35,000 we need for that Metal Gear Solid 3 category upgrade. Keep those donations coming. Assign them to the incentive if you want to see more of our Metal Gear race.
I like it.
Destroying themselves.
Still got some more time in this cutscene.
Yep, you got time for one or two more.
Fantastic. There are so many donations coming in. We got $50 from SP saying, I'm getting sleepy, but there's no way I'm gonna miss the Metal Gear Solid race. Oh no, I feel asleep. No. You gotta stay up all throughout this run to see Metal Gear next. It's okay. But thank you so much for your donation. We have so many fantastic ones coming in. It's awesome. We got $10 from Shadsy saying, I watch AGDQ in a racing car. Do you?
Problemo.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
one last one. We just have $500 from Anonymous with no comment. Thank you so much for your generosity.
So, after that lovely little bit of lore,
This car can take it.
we are now finally back in the game. And part 2 is my personal favorite level in the run because it is pretty consistent apart from one mission. and it's just fun overall. And a lot of people have trouble with the mission Set to Kill. This is the worst mission casually because it's just really difficult. But we are doing something pretty cool in Set to Kill, which is really, if for anyone who's watching this run for the first time, probably blow your mind. But we're going to be grabbing the Globex car pretty much straight away because it's by and large the best car that we can get at this point in the game. The Farini is pretty decent. It's actually one of my favorite cars to drive, but it is just really slow. And Carbon for Homer is same speed, but the acceleration is not there compared to Globex. And the only destruction mission that we have is FMJ, which is destroying Skinner. But his car is really weak, so we can just use this car for literally the entirety of Part 2.
Barney, you got it.
It's fantastic.
We're going to try a strat here. Where we're going to hopefully bounce off the wall, clear the poles,
Oh, nice.
and we're going to grab this coin room. And the follow meter does get a little tight, but usually we have plenty of time. And that's just a nice, easy chunk of coins, because at this point in the game, rubber banding is almost non-existent. It still is there a little bit, but it barely affects anything. This guy is zooming. I don't think I've ever seen him go this fast before. Oh, Kiss of Death. No. Yeah, so rubber banding basically has no effect at this point in the game.
I just can't believe you didn't get Critch Wasp.
Critch Wasp. That best wasp in the game. Tragedy? I think you mean legendary.
The CPS check on that one, I think it was like 0.01 coins per second or something.
Does that account for the mission failure? So, next mission is very uneventful. A good time for donations.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We have so many coming in. It's amazing. We have $60 from Dolphin Chucks. I thought we were having steamed clams. No, I said streamed cams. That's what I call live speed runs on Twitch. That one made me groan a little bit. I'm not gonna. Yeah, that one made me groan a little bit, but I can't even lie. But thank you for that donation. We also have $20 from Super Nintendo Chalmers saying, "Liquid, why is there smoke coming out of your engine?" Oh no, that isn't smoke. That's steam. Steam from the vintage steam-powered vehicle. Vroom, steam vehicle. Thank you so much for that. And $10 from Homer saying, "Wait a minute. GDQ's runner is named LiquidWiFi? I've been calling him Kringle. Why didn't someone tell me?"
That is a great scene. That was one of my favorite.
All of these donations are so good. Thank you, chat, for sending these references in to me and for assigning them towards that Metal Gear Solid incentive. The number just keeps on climbing.
So, in this mission, basically, Frink has forgot his way to the observatory, so he has to do numerous loops. Even though he could have gone to the observatory probably 3 times by now, he's just lost. That's all it is. But a great mission for coins because there's a couple of vending machines we can pick up. Not really any wasps, unfortunately. There is one on top of the Bolorama, but you only get that in Hundo because it's scary. And then finally, after he turns here, he has figured out where to go. So he will go to the observatory now.
It's just 2-minute filler in like a fantastic level.
Yeah, this is like the only bad mission in the entirety of level 6.
You could tell it's like 20 years ago because he doesn't have sat nav. Like nowadays, he just goes straight there, take a shortcut, go up there, 30 seconds, Bob's your uncle. There you go.
20 years ago, at least in Melbourne, you would have used Meltways. It's like a physical map. You should
Imagine using a map.
Professor Frink. Fine by me.
Ancient.
I'm like the oldest Shah runner and I still don't use maps.
I can't believe someone made a book based on the app Google Maps.
I think
we're
the
back
last
in the
time I
action
saw a
now.
map, it was on my bookcase.
We're back in the action now. So basically from here until the end of the game, it's going to just be strat after strat after strat. The end of the game in this is so satisfying to pull off successfully. Very punishing if it goes wrong. But it is a really cool end game. It's one of probably my favorite like ending to any run. Not biased at all.
Damn automatic transmission.
But firstly, put the duff truck next to the taffy shop here, and he won't really move. We just get him 6 times, and then we drive all the way back to the Duff Brewery, and hopefully getting these 2 wasps along the way.
Oops.
So that's 1 and 2. I have amazing coins.
Krusty, you have to believe
Yeah, you could have skipped some stuff.
I could have skipped
went
all of it.
seven
I
now.
was playing it safe. I was, I didn't want to be.
Attention,
You don't want to
boys.
coin grind.
Principal skill. You
Coin grinding
bet.
is terrible.
So we only need like 115 coins left for the run.
Yeah.
Our last purchase is zombie car.
Oh, that was close.
Asphalt eaters.
So we're going to push him in here, and we can actually get some of the coins that I might have missed earlier by blowing up right here. You see the coins appear.
Krusty. And if he doesn't believe me now,
I'm gonna have 500 entering Chroma 2.
Krusty.
And set to kill. Everyone's favorite mission casually. So we're gonna be doing this essentially backwards. So I'm gonna try and make a nice, nice jump there, and pick up these 2 boxes along the way,
Lay some rubber down.
and reset my car, and pretty much just pick up all the stands in a essentially reverse order. Picking up what would normally be the second stand last. And this is a bit tight on time. It is about 5 seconds, 10 seconds leeway. But as long as you don't make any major mistakes, it should be all right. And the good thing about that log is it's on a cycle from the moment you load it in. So if I drive the same every time, I'll know exactly what to do.
Whoa, wicked.
But I think I actually drove slightly worse, so I'm going to slow down. In hopes that I can... Yeah, okay, I made the right choice there. So it's always on the same cycle if you drive well, and then if you drive bad, you know to slow down. And we're going to abuse this reset to save driving all the way around.
Speed.
And hopefully, on the remaining stands, we'll get there with the last one with about 5-ish seconds remaining, providing I don't get hit and run. I will get hit and run. Oh wait. Oh, okay. Don't get busted. So after that last stand, it just gives you 50 seconds. And we only need one of that 50 seconds to actually get back to Krusty.
Oh yeah, I totally rule.
And now we're coming up to our final cutscene skip in the run. This is the least punishing one. So hopefully we get it, but it's still 45 seconds if we miss it. And this is one of the best soundtracks in the game. It's a shame that it's only used in this mission.
I didn't do it.
Eat my dust,
I just don't think it suits this mission.
I don't remember.
No, I
being here
kind of agree.
before.
I'm not going to get that last box. He got stuck.
It's so dramatic. And you're just doing a race.
Yeah, it's so chill and a fun time, but
That was
Yeah.
totally awesome. Oh, this is too cool for school.
Watch it.
Reset our car here. We have to drive backwards to hit a checkpoint.
What's up with that?
And then... Oh, we did get the box. Hello.
Look out.
So he'll hit that box just normally.
So talented and good looking.
Perfection.
Oh, no. Not my day for frame perfect tricks.
Got the hardest
oh
one.
man.
Hey, donation or two is a good time.
Yeah, no problem. This all looks super tricky. We have $20 from Panzer saying, $20? I wanted a peanut. $20 can buy many peanuts. Explain how. Money can be exchanged for goods and services. Woohoo! I figured instead of buying peanuts, I'd donate to the Metal Gear Solid incentive. Thank you so much for doing that. And chat, we're running out of time to meet that. We're at 23,000 out of the 35,000 we need, and we need to meet it by the start of the very next run. So don't wait. Get your donations in now with all of your Simpsons references, like $34 from Super Yoshi Fan that says, here's $34. That's $1 for every season of The Simpsons.
Sweet.
So, level 7. I'm going to take a backseat on commentary just so I can focus because this is a very, very difficult level. So I'll leave it to Axey and Ticker.
Let's see. I need
Alright, well, 7-1 is not that hard. It's just driving and picking up drops. But after that, it turns into complete chaos. This is out of bounds every mission after 7-1. But we need to take care of a few tasks first. You know, pick up some boards, speak to Mo, Flanders, whatever.
Yeah, this makes you feel sad for Cletus though, because you're stealing his like bed essentially by taking his boards.
What do we do it for again? Like, to like protect the family or something? I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think we need to board up our house, so we're going around stealing people's beds and chainsaws. Obviously, we got to cut the wood to the right specifics.
Oh, that was too easy.
Alright.
The lore of a game doesn't make sense sometimes.
The final purchase of the run has been made, so we have no use for coins for the rest of the run. So we bought Zombie Car.
Hey, you.
And
Let's do this thing.
7-2
The vibrations
looks like your bulk standard follow, but during this follow, we'll have to pull off an out of bounds at the cemetery. Which,
No shout
Can
out
be
for
quite
Lambton,
difficult.
please.
yeah, hopefully he gets. It'll deload the power plant and you can just make the next mission so much easier.
To be fair, you say blame Lambton, but Bacon Man has a very good guide on how to do 7-3.
Take that.
Ooh, this looks a bit rough.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting heavy on traffic. This could be scary. I'm gonna go for it anyway.
Just listen to Lisa, you need speed, more speed.
Nah, that was always rough. I'm gonna fail.
No.
Oh no!
Go!
Oh wow. Oh
Alright.
wow.
Shout outs to Lambton.
Learn to drive, dumbass.
If this goes bad, hashtag blame Lambton in the chat.
Yeah, this is the worst backup trick in the entire run. I hate this trick. It's awful.
Nothing lasts for a power plant.
So if we got the strat, this power plant would be deloaded, and we could go out of bounds and just drive the waste to the school, which is the premise of the entire level, is driving waste from here to the school with that tractor beam that you saw at the side of 7-2. Instead, we have to climb this wall now with the hover car. And there's like a lot of things to do with physics and the cages and stuff, which makes this trick
Cage.
so annoying. It's easier the lower FPS you get, but still, like, it's not a trick you want to be doing.
Alright, I should get on the wall here. Now it's about getting over this cage. Oh, what? I was moving. That's a lie. Game is lying.
See, this is my favorite trick in the game. I think, you know, this is just a bit of a skill issue here, Liquid.
I'll be quiet.
I can do this first try every time, you know.
You're on 60. I think. Are you on 60? I don't remember.
My last
I
PB
like-
was on 46.
I like to think of Axey's FPS as whatever I type, get Google to generate in that random number generator.
This is... Am I ever going to make it to the school? This could be a problem.
Oh no, 26 seconds.
Get out of bounds! I'm just going to restart the mission. This trick is terrible. This trick is awful.
It's not this bad usually, but it's not being kind.
Marathon. I blame that.
Vapo somewhere just wakes up sweating and knows something's going wrong.
Okay, surely this works.
So, would we count a hover car as an airboat? Because I would.
Go out of bounds. Okay, alright, there we go. Got there eventually. This is the most I've ever heard of this soundtrack.
We got our
It's a good
first try,
soundtrack.
let's go.
It is. So yeah,
So-
now we're out of bounds and try straight to the school.
And there's just a bunch of like different strategies you can do here. What Liquid's gonna do is abuse the zombie car's physics to like just get out of bounds for the next 2 missions, and that's pretty cool to watch.
I need to find
This mission specifically, we don't actually have to pick up any waste.
Let's do this thing.
So that's good. But the last 3 are waste missions.
Can you come and get me? I'll pay you in back rubs. Let's roll. The sessions are free.
He'll be lining up. I think Liquid uses a lineup with his timer
Yeah.
to like get an e-brake boost and get over this wall. There's a wall there. How do I explain this? This section of the game wasn't developed on, so they decided to block it off. But we could still drive in between
Black car again.
the
With
spot.
the speed of a stunt boss combined with the tenacity of a level boss.
So that's usually where the rich side of the level is. But the developers had time constraints when making this level, so they had to work around that. And it's turned out pretty well for the speedrun.
In the world.
Real quick, I just want to say as this run is approaching completion, we got to keep getting our donations in for the Metal Gear Solid incentive. We are at 24,000 out of 35,000. I know that we can make it happen. We got to do it before the start of that extreme race.
Ooh, the vibration tickling my feet.
Alright, so here's another zombie car to bounce, and it can be a little tricky with collision physics, and like you got another factor now as well with the waste, but if you don't drive too fast, you shouldn't blow up the waste and get under it. It's a very cool way of bounds. It took a while to find, but now it's made the run a lot faster.
You're driving in
Yeah, I think before we had to switch to Gloibex to be able to get out of bounds there, so we do that 7-4 in Zombie Car and then that mission in Gloibex.
And the ashtray was full of
Wow.
It's crashing.
I just remember Greeny trying to tell me that he was consistent at 7.5 and then missing 9 out of 10 times he said, and then missed it for like 20 times in a row.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Real
But
grainy.
we actually have a glitch here. Yeah, I think it's a glitch.
yeah.
Called jump zone. So whenever you take a jump, you go like there's jumps that have like jump zones which increase your speed through the jump, so you get through it. But here, when you get out your car and some mysterious force pushes you out of the jump zone, let's just say the alien car, you can get jump zone glitch, which makes your physics of the car strange. You get like infinite speed, quote unquote. The car goes bouncy, and you can clear that gap with Bandit using jump zone.
And now we're going to go super speedy. If you like wheelie off the little bit of like tarmac there, you'll get infinite speed as you drive back to a beam. It's very hard to control, so you have to be very precise, but it takes a bit of practice.
Oh boy, this mission.
And now we have another way to get jump zone in 7.7 now, which was discovered recently, where you don't even need to get something to push you out of a jump zone now. If you park in a specific way, get out your car and jump back in, your car will have jump zone.
Did I get it? Oh, I got it. Nice.
Oh. And what this allows us to do is when we go back to the power plant, the World War II Jeep has a much easier time getting out of bounds now. So this mission is pretty much almost completely done in bounds except for this race trigger, which we have to go in bounds for, which has been a bit of a problem for us.
Yeah, because before we used to have to bounce up the wall without the waist and get a hit and run by jumping out of a car, kicking Grandpa, and then the police would knock the waist out of bounds into our pocket.
You could also use a traffic car to like get out of bounds as well.
All right, time's coming up. Oh, where am I? Oh, there I am. All right. So that's the end of the game. That was not a bad home too after we got past the bounce, but and time is now. Excellent. Well, that wasn't too bad. Thank you all very much for watching. If you are interested in learning this game, sphere.com/shar for Simpsons Hit and Run. We have a Discord server. This game is really, really easy to get into. There's a full-blown tutorial and everything. So if you're interested, it's a really fun game to run. Thank you, Ticker and Axey, for commentating. I appreciate you guys, and Axey in particular, for being awake at, 5 a.m.?
It's 4:35 now.
4:35 a.m. And GDQ, thank you very much for having me on in court. Thank you for hosting as well.
You're so welcome. Thank you all so much.
I thought it was a bad dream after eating too many raw hot dogs.
No, homie.
All right. Thank you all so much. That was such a fantastic run of the Simpsons Hit and Run by LiquidWiFi and crew. Had an absolutely amazing time with everyone. And I went to refresh the Metal Gear Solid incentive, and I went, wow, went up by $2,000. And then, wow, it went up by $10,000. It's been met, everyone. Congratulations, we did it. And the person I have to thank, 26 kilograms of raw bacon is the name. $10,000 donation, and it just says sneak more. Thank you so much for your generosity. That was just such an incredible moment. Every time I refreshed, it climbed and climbed until we made it right in time for the Metal Gear Solid 3 run. Wow. All right. That is going to be all from me tonight, chat. I had an incredible time reading out all of your references. Going to be handing it off to the next host as we get ready for Metal Gear.
Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 Online, powered by Twitch. My name is The Teacher, and it's a sincere pleasure to be here with you on this Thursday night. You might even say it's a thrill. As we get things ready so our runners can safely perform the world's first high-altitude, low-opening parachute jump, I'd like to read a few donations that help make our Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater run just a little bit more exciting, with that upgrade to all camos and face paints. Connor Shea sent in $100 and says, "Train cleaning donation train? I'm staying up past midnight for this power wash sim run. Let's make it even longer." 26 kilograms of raw bacon with the massive effort of $10,000 and the simple comment, "Sneak more." As you command 26 kilograms of raw bacon, thank you so much for your generosity. T.O. Bassett donates $1,000 to the Prevent Cancer Foundation with the comment, "This year marks 10 years since I started watching GDQ. It's changed so much of my life, from all the friends that I've made to it, to the confidence that it's given me to do the things that never thought I was able to do, to leading me to working with charities and conventions myself, and feeling very satisfied with where my life is now. Thank you for everything that all of the staff, the runners, viewers, and chat have done to make the world a better place, and for what you happen to have done for me on a personal level. It only feels right to put in a big donation to celebrate, and to put it towards another game that changed my life, upgrading the Metal Gear Solid 3 run to all camos and paints. Let's get the goal met, chat. Less than 3. And I know you sent that in with the interest of helping us get there, but boy, with your generosity, with the donations of so many wonderful viewers, and with 26 kilograms of raw bacon, I am happy to report that we got that met. Like I said, our runners are still strapping up and getting things ready, so while they do that, I would like to thank one of the sponsors that makes Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 Online possible, 7 Now Delivery. If you're in the US and Canada, the right time for 7 Now is right now. They provide 24/7 delivery in about 30 minutes across the US and Canada, delivering things like pizza, fresh food, snacks, candy, and alcohol right to your door. And with your delivery, a donation will be made to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So if you're feeling a little hungry, if you could use a little extra hydration in your life, head over to 7now.com. Sixpog sends in $5 to the Prevent Cancer Foundation with a pitch for an alternate Metal Gear Solid universe. It takes place on Snake's birthday, and it's called Metal Gear Solid 3 Cake Eater. And if that hasn't whet your appetite enough, we've got an interview coming for the upcoming Power Wash Simulator run with a whole mess of wonderful people. Kungfufruotcup, Amyrlinn, Bullets, Biglaw, Enigma, Requiem, AngelicKnight, and Acadiel.
We are here with some AGDQ 2023 online breaking news. I am Kungfufruotcup, and I'm here with a heroic cleanup crew live on the scene of a dirty disaster. I hear that this team of 6 can work together to power wash away any mess presented to them. I'll be chatting now with 3 of these heroes, including Amyrlinn, Biglaw, and Bullets. Now, Biglaw, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on here?
Yeah, so we just recently had some Australian man come by talking about Homer 1. I really don't know what he was on about, but the fire department is just in a total disaster, so we're working on cleaning on that one up right now.
I got you. And so, with all of you working together, I'm going to swap to you, Amyrlinn. How did you manage to come together as a team to tackle this?
So a lot of this spawned from Acadiel. He originally found the. He's a big sim guy, and he found the power.
I'm not sure I'm picking up audio on my end.
There's something in his mask. Hold on, let me. There you go. You should be good now.
Aha. Let me tell you, I was muted in Discord. That was the issue. So Acadiel picked up the game. He's a big sim guy, and started streaming it to my Discord, and then played it for like 4 hours straight. And then the rest of us picked it up and started playing it. And then they added 6-person co-op. So we said, yeah, this would be pretty funny to do as a speed.
So then you were able to transform that power washing into this real life scenario at the fire station.
Exactly.
All right. And so what would you say then is the most important thing, including how you get everything clean?
Massive amount. We all have very strong wrists. We can maneuver the washer with extreme dexterity.
Okay, now Bullets, moving on to you. Do you have any more jobs lined up for this evening?
Well, we have a whole host of vehicles that are coming through that there's just been I don't know what's happening. There's been a huge plight of just vehicles getting just mud just drenched all over them, all over the city. So we're working on that right after this.
We'll make sure to keep our eyes out to keep on the breaking news for all the vehicles you'll be cleaning this evening. Seems like all of you will be working together for this, right?
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right. It looks like, yes, we are getting... Yes, okay, I'm getting some word that we've had some callers coming in with questions. Let's take a look and see. All right, this is from @Corvame, who asks, how are you all ensuring that this run remains compliant with OSHA violations or regulations?
We're kind of we're doing the opposite. We actually have a list of the most frequent violations, which is fall protection, respiratory protection, ladders. We're trying to do all of them, honestly. It's kind of like a bingo card. We just see who can go through the most of them.
So you're not here to be safe. You're here to get clean.
No, we're going faster than OSHA can catch us.
Okay.
That is the plan right now.
Of course. Why would I expect anything less from a team
like... We're covering all of our trails. They just can't get us. We're too clean.
Too clean.
Perfect. All right, let's move on with another question from another caller. This is from @BystanderTim, who asks, what was the most challenging part about routing this game?
Well, I'd say really this game is a collaborative effort amongst the entire crew. Like we all have our own individual areas that we sort of specialize on each individual level. And that knowledge, we all just bring it together and end up just kind of being one cohesive unit with our own individual jobs.
How long have you all been working together at this point? And what was the thing that really brought you all together, would you say?
I mean, definitely Acadiel. Like Acadiel brought us all together with him introducing us to Power Wash Sim in our community Discord. And we pulled together, and we've been washing together for quite a while now, at least since the summer. So it's been an adventure, and we've been just keeping it clean.
And AngelicKnight,
AngelicKnight
is definitely our fearless shot
okay,
caller.
I see.
They are very good at keeping us all coordinated because we all do tend to get a little bit distracted.
Well, I can't imagine that would ever be the case. I don't know why you would say that. Now, just more of a personal question. I want to go down the row, starting with Amyrlinn. Amy, what would you say has been your favorite job that you have handled with power washing with the team?
I did this one co-op with Bullets, but the subway station is a lot of fun. It takes a long time, but it's very satisfying. You turn it on, you just listen to some music.
Agreed. I did have a moment in my past where I too worked with a friend to power wash the subway system. So I agree with you. Let's move on to you, Bullets. What about you?
There's a soft spot in my heart for the final level in the game now, which is the Ancient Temple, because after one of our practice sessions, we just went there and we drew Among Us all over it for about 20 minutes. So it's got a soft spot in my heart, really, for that.
Absolutely. You got to have some fun on the job, Keep it light. Keep it light when you can. You got a lot of work to do out there. And Biglaw, what about you?
I think a bit of a surprise pick, honestly. The bathroom is it's confined. It's really tight, but it's really satisfying because that place is an absolute mess when you get. I mean, most places are, but that one in particular, it cleans up so nicely, and it's just so satisfying seeing it all just squeaky clean.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's always nice to clean up, especially in a place as dirty as a public bathroom. Now, moving on, I do have another question, and I'm not sure how you all would be able to answer, but where have all the cats gone?
I don't think cats like
Do
water.
you think that the water's been pushing the cats away? I hear they've been leaving town.
Well, not necessarily our water. We would never do that. But
No, we love
I think
cats
the
here.
increased presence of water could cause some distress and make the cats disappear. Yes.
Interesting.
And the mayor is very cool and normal and does not have any dirt on us.
Alrighty, well, let's wrap up with one final question for whoever thinks that they'd like to share upon this. We do have 3 that we haven't been speaking with today, including AngelicKnight, Acadiel, and Enigma Requiem. Do you have any shout outs about your other teammates that you'd like to add? Yeah.
Do one per person. I mean, I'll shout out Enigma. He's definitely the humor backbone of the group. He's like, you know, when something's going wrong while we're practicing, he definitely manages to keep the mood light, and that's definitely welcome in like a big co-op run like this.
Yeah, I think that's really fair. All right, next up.
Acadiel injured their shoulder bowling recently, so they're still doing this run. So for that, we appreciate that, and for getting all of us into this game, obviously, but especially for sticking with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hoping for a speedy recovery there. All right, and for our final member.
I got to give it a shout out to AngelicKnight. I mean, like Amy said, they're kind of the glue of the group, and they helped me out a lot when I first started playing this game. I mean, it is a daunting task to do alone, and power washing with friends is always it's a great time. So
Absolutely. I agree. Though you need to get every nook and cranny, it can be a very relaxing and rewarding and satisfying experience. So I appreciate all of you speaking with me in the midst of your very busy job. I see there's a lot of work in progress done on the fire station so far. So thank you all so much. Looking forward to tuning back in to check on your progress with all the vehicles you've been scheduled to work on this evening. Now, we'll be back with some more speedruns right after this, followed by the weather at 11. Kungfufruotcup signing off. Take care out there.